Rick, the critic, when she come into your place, yo, you best not forget it. She gon' tell you how it is, cause she's Rick the critic. When she all up in your city, yo, you best not forget it. Let you know if she like it and if she get with it. Let the whole world know and be the first to admit it. Let you know if it's good and if she dig it, cause she's Rick the critic. Rick the critic, Rick the critic, Rick the critic. She the first to admit it if she can't dig it, cause she's Rick.
Got it. Hi, I'm Rick the Critic, and today my guest is Muriel Hunter, and she's going to show us how to do work exercise. This is so exciting here. This is what do you call it, Muriel?
That's a Versa loop.
A Versa loop. You know what I'm saying? And even a queenly girl like me, I'm having some fun with this. Muriel, this is so awesome. I love this. This is awesome. Okay, listen. All right, tell me about this. And Muriel is a personal trainer. She also does she personal trains to the stars, and she also personal trains for us regular folk too. And she brought this wonderful little gadget here that can help us do some exercise while we're at work and we don't sweat, right? No sweating?
You won't fully sweat, but you will work up a little bit of a heat.
Okay.
I like to call this the instant trainer because you can get your workout done 1 minute at a time, choosing body parts. And I call this the instant trainer for a variety of reasons. One, this routine can be done in your office with a suit on, and it just so happens I'm on my way to a conference. Instead of wearing my workout clothes, I have my conference clothes on, and I can still do the routine. I'm not going to just drench, work up a full sweat, but I absolutely will get the heart rate up, which is what you want to do, is get your heat index up. So you can work each body part for a minute and go to the next body part and then return back to the first if you desire. Therefore, in 10 minutes, you can have a worthwhile workout the last 10 minutes of your lunch break. Before you start your routine, before you start to have lunch, you can do your routine, or you can get your energy back up at the end of your lunch.
Okay, so now, does this burn calories? Do we lose weight? What happens when we use this?
And you will lose weight. It is a fat burner. The goal is to get your heat index up. You can take a stroll and you will burn less calories than you will in 10 minutes with the resistance. Resistance is the most effective way to work out. Venus and Serena actually use a resistance band routine and swear by the resistance over weights. Now, weights are great, and it's a wonderful way to work up to weights, but I find, it's really hard to use weights when someone's sleeping in another room, if you have young children, easily to injure yourself, or if you just don't have that kind of dexterity, particularly people that are kind of starting out. The resistance is ideal. You will feel the burn the next day. You will feel as if you've worked out with weights.
Get out. I'm going to tell you, I have a couple of small weights at home, the handheld kind. Mm-hmm. I don't use them. I mean, they're in the corner and dust is on them. I picked them up a couple of times to do the Jane Fonda thing with them, and it lasted all of maybe 2 or 3 great days, and then that was it. Yeah. And I found that, they're just sitting in the corner, but this is, you could put this in your purse.
Yeah, that's the cool thing. Weights are a little bit intrusive. You have to find a place to put them, and you're not going to walk around with them. This you can do while you're sitting in the car, waiting for the kids to get out of school. Parents spend a lot of time doing that. While you're waiting for someone, coming out of the bank, at your office, on your lunch break. Anytime you have a moment, while you're sitting at your desk, you can actually attach this to the feet, put them around your arms, and start a routine and start a workout. So wherever you are, if you have a moment, if you're sitting, you have an opportunity to do this routine. And it's one of the few things you can do while you're jogging or walking. Most people need that, and walking is the most safe, effective exercise for anybody, any age, anytime. But with the walking, you're working all your lower extremities, they're tightening and toning. You've got the athletic body from the waist down and the housewife body from the waist up. So
wow.
I actually use this when I'm walking and I get distracted and forget about how hard I'm working out. If you position this just below the elbows,
okay,
and just press out. And you have your rhythm. Step, press, step, press, step, press, step, press. You can usually get about 5 minutes. Even now, my heart rate is going up. My breathing will be a little more exhausting. And that's the goal. You have to get your heart rate up. You can work out for an hour very casually and not experience the same routine as in 5 to 10 minutes. And you can actually feel your heat index go up in 1 minute. So while you're sitting, you can work your arms, you can work your legs. You will be able to get a very, very nice routine, even if you're just sitting. I don't want to mess with my microphone, I'm hoping. And work that little, that love handle in the back. The triceps, the triceps. So there's a complete routine that you can do sitting at your desk with the VersaLoop. And these are one alternative. If you have a belt that doesn't continue, you can actually put it on the bottom of your feet and do some curls. Put the phone on intercom when you're dealing with one of those clients that you'd rather have them in your hand instead of a loop. Just, yeah, okay, I got this. No worries. Yeah. So you can feel a decent workout while you're sitting.
And all of this, because it sounds like you're talking about a minute for this, a minute for that.
Correct.
So we're talking, what, a 10-minute workout?
10-minute workout. Your goal is to make it up to a minute per exercise. And most people don't think in terms of a minute being very much of a challenge. But with something like this, you're getting maximal routine in a minimal amount of time. So time is of the essence. In 10 minutes, you will feel like you've done something.
Okay, so not only are we talking about time, we're talking a 10-minute workout that's going to have some effect. It's going to bring our body into shape. It's going to burn. It'll burn calories.
You will burn calories. You will feel it the next day, and you won't believe it, because the way that the resistance band works, you don't experience the full impact of the resistance until the next day. And the next day, you'll think, oh, I can feel this in my forearm. I can feel this in my triceps. I can feel this in my biceps, wherever you're using that loop. So that's just one way to get in shape. And I have a variety of ways to stay fit and integrate it into your daily life instead of trying to carve out time to work out.
Yeah, because most of us don't have time to go. Now, I joined 24-Hour Fitness, and that was a disaster because the only time that I could actually go and really, really maximize the time was in the morning, because I'm a 4 o'clock in the morning person. So I wanted to go at 4 o'clock in the morning. No one is there. I can get on the machines. I can get in the sauna. But the waterworks, they weren't available to me, not until 6 or 7 o'clock. So that didn't work for me. And then late at night, yes, I could use the 24 for the machines late at night. But then now we're talking about, 11, 12 o'clock at night, which is not safe for women out by themselves. And so I had to kind of let it go because it just didn't work for me. Then the walking, and I don't mind walking, but in the morning, again, I'm up at 4, 5 o'clock. So now I'm thinking wolves, I'm thinking bears, I'm thinking coyotes, all of those things. Because again, I'm walking, and by 7 o'clock, I could possibly be in another city. So this seems like an excellent thing for people like me that are moving around all the time. But now also, Muriel, you also do a meal plan too, don't you? You do
Correct.
something with food, and we talked about this because, like me, again, it's easy for me to grab a slice of pizza, or easy for me to grab some processed food and keep put it in my mouth and keep running, and then it starts to show. And as we get older, you know what I'm saying? It's not as easy to get off of as it was on the dance floor, years ago.
Which is great to work out.
Yeah.
But when you go into behavioral modification, which is changing the way that you behave with food, it's an entire cycle. If you exercise, you literally do not burn a tremendous amount of calories. No matter what you're doing, unless you're down, cross-country skiing, there are a few exercises that can burn up to 500 calories an hour. Few. Most things will get about 50 calories an hour. So your objective is to keep the exercise because that increases your metabolism. That's going to keep your burn going. and watch what you eat. When you reduce calories, your body goes into self-preservation, and you will actually, your metabolism slows down. So if you just diet, then it will take twice as long as if it would if you're going to watch what you eat as well as exercise. They're a couple. They work together. They neither works as well alone as they do together. So when you're reducing your caloric intake, your metabolism wants to slow down. So you keep the exercise to keep your metabolism at the rate that it would be before you start reducing your calories. So they absolutely need to be worked on at the same time. So the meal plan is something that, you know, I don't like the word diet. I like the word live it. Live it.
Yeah.
Live this plan, because this is the first generation that is expected to live a shorter lifespan than their parents, because they're losing activity. They're cutting out gym, they're cutting out recess, everything is push button, computers, everything is sitting. So my mom, who worked the Kirby vacuum cleaner and beat the rugs and wrung out the, she's phenomenal. Even though she's older, her body has been trained to move, and she really has a lot, a lot going on. And our generation, our youths, probably have less strength than we do. Therefore, a body must stay in motion. When you exercise, you can incorporate it anywhere in your daily life.
And you know what? And that you're absolutely right, because it is push button, everything. Even when I call my children, if I call them on the telephone, they don't answer. But if I text them, they immediately text me right back. Even my grandchildren text me right back. They, you know, everything is buttons, buttons, buttons. And I didn't think about it, but you're absolutely right. When our parents were coming up, it was like, you know what I'm saying? They walked. My grandmother walked she never learned how to drive. So she walked everywhere. She caught the bus, and she was, I mean, she lived to be, you know, almost 100. And so we are losing a lot of that. And in fact, the president and his wife, or, you know, obesity is a big campaign for the Obamas. And so this fits right in with that. So let me ask you something. What are you, I know that you're doing a class over at Loma Alta.
Correct.
So let's talk a little bit about that, because I'm sure the viewers would like to know a little more and possibly get involved and come in and train with you, because you also do personal training, and you also do the nutrition packs where you can put together meal plans. And let me tell you something, by the way. You remember you said something to me one time about when I go out to eat, cut it in half, and move one half to the side, eat that part, and after I eat that, then wait 15 minutes.
Correct.
And I did. And Muriel, I went to, I was over by Marie Callender's, and I stopped and I got myself a nice breakfast. And I said, let me try this, because Muriel said, I did exactly what you said, cut it in half and put and I waited 15 minutes, and I was actually full. Well, I was pissed, because I'm thinking, and so now I'm looking, and so the waitress comes and she looks and she says, is everything all right? And I said, yeah, it's fine. Do you want to take it with you? But I mean, where you take cold eggs? I mean, where, you know, but I felt better that day. I really felt good, you know. And so I said, gosh, Muriel said that if I just, that 15 minutes. Now explain that to our viewers, because you will not believe, I mean, because, I mean, when I order something, I like a hamburger and my fries and all that. Explain that to me, because when you said it to me, it made a lot of sense. Okay. So tell our viewers about that. They really want to know.
Well, there's a couple of things to trick the body into being full. First of all, the body doesn't understand the difference of being hungry and thirsty, and most people will eat because they're thirsty. Therefore, if indeed when you get hungry and you really want to reduce and get smaller, lose weight, start with water, particularly lemon water, because it detoxifies. And you would have 1 to 2 glasses of water before you have a meal, so that you will determine whether or not you're hungry or thirsty. Often, at least 50% of the time, if someone has a glass of water, they don't feel hungry. So, unless you've gone more than 4 hours, 50% of the time, it's because you're thirsty. So start with something to drink. And secondly, takes 15 minutes for the body to send that message, that signal, because hunger, pain, a variety of things are messages. Headaches are just a message, the way that the body talks to you. And when you learn to listen to the signals and understand that, because, your body doesn't have a voice coming out of the arm, you have a signal, pain. Therefore, when you're hungry, start with something light, a piece of fruit or some water. And if it has gone to the point where, it's 4 hours, it's time to eat. If you can eat one half, just separate and eat one half of what's on your plate and wait 15 minutes. It takes 15 minutes for the bloodstream to send that message up to the brain and say, we're full. But most people eat fast and will double. You don't even have time to get that signal that you're full before you've eaten twice as much. So that's just a little way to trick the body. If you eat off of a blue plate, the least natural food source besides some blueberries and a few other things is blue. You eat less food if you eat off of a blue plate. Always eat off of a smaller plate than a dinner plate. A salad plate is what I tend to like to go for. Actually, a salad bowl, because the circumference of the base is smaller than the actual bowl. But a salad plate is all you need, and anything beyond that, that's why you have a salad on the side. Some raw foods take longer. The more you chew, the more you salivate, the more your digestive juices that you will ingest. So when you have liquids with your meal, you're washing away your digestive juices. That's why I said have your liquid before your meal. So as you eat, drink, you're using up some of those digestive juices that you need to break the food down. And people they're in that habit, eating and drinking. Drink first, wait a little bit, have your meal a little bit after if you have to. Ideally, the best way to consume your food is to let your digestive juices do what they need to do without washing them away. Secondly, when you have cold foods, cold drinks with your food, that helps fat to coagulate, to thicken, and create the opportunity, the environment for heart attacks. So ice, water, cold liquids with your food are the least desirable. That's why, in a lot of Eastern cultures, it's always tea and hot drinks with your food because it helps your body to digest. Unlike the Americans, which have the most health problems, we have ice water, iced tea, ice lemonade. Just for starters, go to a smaller container to drink, maybe drink half of what you typically would, work it down, and if you have to eat and drink, try to have the tea. Try to have some tea with your meal. So the meal plan is a very simple meal plan, something that can go for 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, and it's typically really fresh raw fruits and vegetables for breakfast and lunch. I have a selection of 7 different shakes that I suggest that people use, the smallest little handheld blender. Blend them up. You can make it up in a bulk. I like to do it every day so it's fresher, but the breakfast is the fattest meal of the day. It has the most amount of fats and the least amount of sustaining protein. In the morning, if you would have cereal, rolled oats, you can put all of that in the shake. But ideally, I would suggest that you try this shake for 2 weeks, which is just raw fruits and vegetables blended, so it's appealing and it's something for everyone. If you don't like bananas, there's something with blueberries. In the afternoon, a massive dish of raw vegetables, which we call salad, but you would cut up whatever your favorite vegetables are. And for me, I make that in bulk. And I continue to add something new every day. One day I'll have red beans because you need that protein and the amount of vitamins and minerals and the things that we need, particularly for women, we can get most of that from beans. So you can mix those up and every day add one additional thing so you have something new every day, but yet it's a salad. It takes so long to chew raw foods until you literally can burn more calories consuming your salad than the actual salad itself. Therefore, you will fill up and have no calories except for whatever dressing. And that's a whole nother story. And I do have a couple of different dressings that work with you rather than against you. And then for dinner, you would have what you love, because no one will stay on a restriction that is boring or that takes them completely away from what they love. If you love pizza, you can have a little piece of pizza and a big salad. You know, in moderation. You can have those things that you enjoy at dinner. So at breakfast and lunch, if you're thinking, geez, you know, I miss that other things, you know, I miss the bacon, I miss whatever it is, you know, at dinner time, you're going to have your steak. It's not going to be a 14-ounce steak. You're going to have a 4-ounce steak. You never need more flesh than what will fit in the palm of your hand, ever. Ever. If you see a steak and you can't sit it in the palm of your hand, or a piece of chicken, or a piece of fish, that's all you need is what will fit in the palm of your hand. So it's just education. That's it. Yeah. It's just learning how to eat that will benefit you. You combine that with something that'll keep your metabolism up, that you can stick with, and you're on. It only takes 21 days to create a new habit. To create a habit, you got to get through those 21 days, and
those are the roughest. Yeah, those are the hardest.
Yeah.
Now listen, tell us quickly. I know we're going to be winding out of time, but tell us where your classes are, what time, who can come. And exactly where you are. Let our viewers know where you are, because this is I am so looking forward to doing the rubber band, and I'm expecting my viewers to see a change in me, and say, gosh, I remember when she was on the show talking with Muriel, and she's losing weight. I can see it in her face and all that. So I'm definitely gonna get on board. But tell us quickly where the classes are. What the classes cost, who can come, who can't come, and all the pertinent information that we need.
Well, my objective is to have something for everyone. First of all, the boomers, anyone that's 25 twice and twice as nice. There's a class that is safe because I've been in physical therapy and massage therapy for over 20 years. Therefore, I have incorporated a little bit of everything. So when you do your routine, you'll know that if a person has had hip surgery, if they don't have the same amount of strength as someone who's 20 or 30, that this class is safe for you. That class we will provide for couples, and I call that couple size, where I'm teaching a very, very simple massage technique that's therapeutic, as well as a workout. Now that is something that you can order, and we will have at a couple of different locations, and I will have to announce those locations. One will be at the Loma Alta Park, but that's
right in Altadena.
That's in Altadena, off of Lincoln Drive, and that will not be coming until June. The second will be for kids, and that's a hike that individuals may want to have their children go as a group. It may be with Girl Scouts, and that will be starting next week. This is a pilot program, so the Loma Alta would like for people to call, sign up, and register. So as soon as we have a class that will fill up, then we can start that. Hopefully we can have that for next week. And that's a hike, and I will teach youngsters how to eat right, how to eat good foods, as well as work out. The next will be a Women's Empowerment Conference hike. So anyone who is trying to get their fitness program launched up and going, it's really hard to do by yourself. So when we do this hike, I can actually select a place that we've considered at Loma Alta Park.
Okay. We
will have a hike, 2-hour hike, 1-hour hiking, then we'll have a conference, no topics, all topics open. All topics open. So we will discuss how to do a variety of routines, including the instant trainer, couple size, a couples routine, the instant trainer, which you can see on YouTube under Fit Belt, a couples routine that we will be able to distribute a free download. So individuals, once they learn how to do the routine, they can continue to do that. And actually, I'll be in Vegas in 2 weeks, working on a conference there. So before the show airs, it's a pretty good chance you can go to a blog, which I'm trying to set up right now. I think it's up murielfit-blog.com.
Okay.
So I believe that's it. But for additional information, you would simply email me at kimudan, KIMUDAN, @gmail.com. Kim Udan, KIMUDAN @gmail.com. So if anyone is interested in knowing a little bit more, I can send off the information of parties. So if there's someone who's interested in getting married, bride parties, we can have fit parties with you and your friends. You can go on the hike for the ladies. We can go on the fitness quest for the youngsters. And you can contact me to find out corporate instant workout, which will be for customer or employee appreciation.
Wow, that's well. They can if you've missed that, you just call the station and we can give you all that information again. I wish you had given us that earlier because we could have just kind of put it on the screen, and because everybody needs to. I am just really, Muriel, I'm so excited that you came. I am excited about losing weight. I don't know if I'm getting married this year or not. I know that something good is happening because I can feel it, but I do want to be fit, whether I get married or not. I do want to have a quality of life because I expect to. All my my grandparents have lived to be at least 100, 108. So I have a lot in my genealogy and in my family. They live a long time, and so I'm expecting to be at least in the 90s. But I do want to have a quality of life. I want to be able to sit with my great-grandchildren and just have, and my great-great-grandchildren, and have a wonderful time with them. And you know, and I know that that has a lot to do with heart rates and strokes and all that kind of stuff. So it's very important that we stay fit and that we get together. So I'm definitely, this year, I'm just on the quest for this. So I'm excited about this the rubber band. I put it in when I was outside. I put it on my legs, and I could feel, you know what I'm saying? I could feel feel something happening up here. So I'm very excited about that. Anything that you want them to know, Muriel, before we go out? We're winding up. We're getting ready to cut off and say bye to my friend. Anybody, anything else? Give us that Gmail one more time.
My email is Kim Udan, KIMUDAN @gmail.com. Any information I will send out to you where my blog is, and it will have a breakdown as to where the conferences are, the hiking conference, women empowerment meetings, fit parties. Anyone who's like, geez, I have 2 neighbors, and if I walk past their house every day, I know that we will stay in shape. If you want something for the kids, there's a little bit of something for everybody.
Great.
So I'm really excited to be here and to share my fitness plan. Certified personal fitness trainer, physical therapy, and sports medicine.
Great. Listen, that's all for now. Thank you so much for joining us. Muriel, thank you for coming. And you will come back again?
I promise.
Great. And you're going to see some results here. Thank you so much for allowing Rick the Critic to come in your home. Good night. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. And good to see you again. Gosh. Oh, Muriel, that's exciting. I love this.
She get with it, let the whole world know and be the first to admit it. Let you know if it's good and if she dig it, cause she's Rick the Critic, Rick the Critic, Rick the Critic, Rick the Critic. She the first to admit it if she can't dig it, cause she's Rick the Critic, Rick the Critic, Rick the Critic.